The Truth About Alcohol Analysis by Brian Gahuli. Summary of the film. The Truth About Alcohol was a 2016 film that was produced by the British Broadcasting Corporation. Dr. Javed Abdulmanan embarks on a journey with alcohol where he begins by getting his blood tested and liver tested by doctors, and it is shown that he is a pretty average man, which makes him a perfect person for this role because he's rather average, and that allows all the viewers to identify with him on a more personal level. Here's the film's trailer.
There are long-held beliefs about alcohol.
Doesn't it prolong your life?
But what happens when these myths are put to the test?
That's shocking to me.
With the help of cutting-edge science and a series of fun experiments,
Enjoy.
Dr. Javed Abdulmanan will reveal the surprising facts about drinking.
So let's see what we get. Let's have a look.
It's not just the volume of alcohol that you drink, it's its concentration in your blood.
The truth about alcohol.
This trailer perfectly ties together how people can have misconceptions and how people are on opposite sides of the spectrum, and it encourages anybody who watches the trailer to get those questions answered by actually watching the film.
There are many.
So the story being told. Javed begins by getting his health screening where he gets his blood drawn, and then his liver gets an ultrasound, and this provides a baseline for health checks to take place after he partakes in his normal week. So he lives a normal week and drinks just about as similar as amount as he could to how much he always drinks, so he doesn't change anything about his life. He also holds his own studies that don't even involve himself, so he'll have small test groups where he'll give real alcohol to one group and non-alcoholic drinks to another group, and to see if they react differently or react the same. And so this deals with health because alcohol has a direct impact on your brain and the rest of your body. And being conscientious of the amount that you drink can lead to a more healthy or less healthy lifestyle. And this argument puts forth facts and his own personal experiments, and it limits the amount of opinions given so that everything in this film can be trusted as a fact and doesn't have to be looked at with any sort of skepticism. Now, the point of view. This is a first-person account of Javed's life. He takes his camera around with him, leads a very normal life, films things as he goes, doesn't leave anything out. He documents his own life, and it will fit the mold of an average person because he goes to work, and then after work, he does things that normal people do, hang out with friends, go out to bars or pubs, as he calls them. And while he is talking to medical professionals on a weekly basis, the medical professionals kind of portray drinking as a negative because of all the harmful things that it does to certain parts of your body. Viewers while watching this film feel like they're right there because Javed is taking a first-person account with his camera that he brings with him. So it almost feels like we're right there with Javed and are seeing exactly what he is doing on his daily basis. And Javid's main goal is to motivate people to really think about what they're drinking, think about how much they're drinking, and think about if they need to make a change to what they're doing. Now, the message. This film inadvertently or advertently shows the dark truth behind alcohol. Whether people want to see it or people don't want to see it, they are going to see the health risks associated with this drink. Many think that what they drink cannot be bad. It's not the case because the recommended amount is actually much less than what many people probably assume it is, and they can end up drinking over the weekly recommended amount in just one day or one night out. Provoking thoughts about pursuing a healthier lifestyle in the viewer's eyes is the goal for the BBC and for Javed because in reality, their only goal is to try to make the world a better place, and a better place is a place with more healthy and people living as long as they possibly can. Now, the first rhetorical appeal is ethos. Ethos does play a very large role in this film. Doctors are in the first scene and they're in the last scene, where they are giving a baseline and then giving an analysis after the week of drinking that he has and seeing if there are any spikes or decreases in important levels of bodily functions. Measurements of certain body parts are constantly being analyzed, such as the liver, the blood, the sweat, and no opinions are stated by those doctors. It is simply factual statements coming from them, making that easy to believe for the viewers and causing them to be highly trusted individuals. And the next and most prevalent rhetorical appeal is pathos, because no matter what side of the spectrum you're on, you're going to feel some sort of way about this video. Whether you are pro drinking or anti drinking, you're going to have some sort of opinion. Whether you disagree, saying that all this is just focusing on one side of it, or whether you're anti drinking and saying, this is exactly what I believe. And seeing how much alcohol you can healthily assume provokes thoughts in the viewers based on their own consumption. So if they see that they're always typically under the recommended consumption, they might feel a lot better about themselves. Or if they see that they are always over the recommended consumption, they might take a deep dive into their own life and see if they need to make changes. Decisions on how to proceed with their life follows the conclusion of the film. So right as that film concludes, whether you're an avid drinker or a moderate drinker, you're immediately going to think whether you should decrease, stay the same, or maybe you're at a healthy enough point to where you could even increase your amount. Audience. So this film is for everyone, whether you haven't started drinking yet, whether you're even below the age of 21, or you've been drinking for 20 years, and then anyone who falls in between. Because no matter what, you are going to run into alcohol at some point in your life, and knowing how much you should drink or how much others around you should drink can become extremely beneficial. And having knowledge in all aspects of life